The president laid out a vision to use the military not against overseas enemies, but for threats he sees here at home.
Today, speaking to a sea of generals and admirals whose experience was forged by 2 decades of foreign wars, the commander-in-chief said their chief enemy was domestic.
We should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military.
The Trump administration has deployed active-duty Marines and National Guard to Los Angeles, as well as guardsmen to Washington, D.C., but they've spent more time strolling than training. And President Trump vows to deploy troops into Chicago, Memphis, and Portland.
Defending the homeland is the military's first and most important priority. That's what it is. Only in recent decades did politicians somehow come to believe that our job is to police the far reaches of Kenya and Somalia, while America is under invasion from within.
I see the guns and badges in this room. You are unleashed. The handcuffs that you're carrying, they're not on you anymore. They're on the criminals. And whatever you need to get it done, we're going to get it done. We are about to provide you with a level of support you cannot even imagine. This isn't just a task force. This is a all-of-government unlimited support operation. ATF, DEA, FBI, ICE, Department of War, every resource we have. And they're not going to be sitting behind a desk at a keyboard. We are sending in real cops with guns and badges to go out with you on the street every single night making arrests.
ICE is now detaining African-American citizens in Chicago, as we speak. And the governor has come out and said to record everything, narrate everything, make sure everything is documented, ask for their badge number, even if they refuse, get them on camera. But I'm gonna say that again. ICE is now detaining black citizens in Chicago.
I spoke to one woman who actually lives in this building, and she says she was detained by ICE agents overnight, and she says they took everyone and then asked questions later.
They just treated us like we were nothing.
Patricia Fisher says she came out to the hallway of her apartment complex on the corner of 75th and South Shore Drive in her nightgown around 10 Monday night, only to find ICE agents yelling police.
It was scary because I've never had a gun put in my face. They asked my name and my date of birth and asked me did I have any warrants, and I told them no, I didn't.
She says she was then handcuffed and released around 3 a.m. Fisher says she was told if anyone had any kind of warrant out for them, even if it was unrelated to immigration, they would not be released. Citizen App video shows the chaotic scene overnight. Neighbors tell us there were dozens of ICE agents. Neighbors like Ebony Watson says they ducked for cover as they heard several flashbangs go off.
They was terrified. The kids was crying. People was screaming. They looked very distraught. I was out there crying when I seen the little girl come around the corner. Because they was bringing the kids out too. Had them zip tied to each other. That's all I kept asking. Where's the morality? Where's the human? One of them literally laughed. He was standing right here. He said, them kids.
Watson says budget trucks and military-style vans were used to separate parents from their children. Other neighbors say they saw agents destroying property to get in the building.
And they had a big 15-inch chainsaw with a round blade on it, cutting this fence down. We're under siege. We're being invaded by our own military.
The FBI did confirm this morning that they did help the U.S. Border Patrol carry out a targeted immigration enforcement operation in this area, and they say they have been supporting these efforts at the direction of the U.S. Attorney General.
We got to go to Donald J. Trump, because he's made it clear what he's going to do. Running the city to the ground. We've asked you over and over again to stop with the spending. We've told your cronies to stop with the spending. They won't stop you. They're letting you run ragged in here. They're letting you run the city through the ground. They won't stop you. So because of that, you've given us no choice. We got to go to the federal level. We got to go to Donald J. Trump, because he's made it clear what he's going to do. See, I got to have some help. I got to have some help. I can't let you and Cook County and the city take what my mother worked for and left for her children.
Shalom. Kal halayim la Yahweh ba Hashem Yahawashi. Waha, Racha, Kwadash. All praises and glory go to you, Lord. Double honors and respect go to our apostles, elders, bishops, teachers, the men of Great Millstone. To you I say shalom. Salutations to the hopefully elect. It's your brother Amraya. And as you can see from the snippet, it's a lot moving, all right? It seems that Jerusalem is being compassed with armies yet again. And Jerusalem is a people before it is a place. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians. All right, the scriptures speak of the day of trouble is at hand, all right? But the elect will be saved, all right? Those who have repented, made a covenant with the Lord through sacrifice, heeded the wisdom of Yahushua, and Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. And if you're not knowing, Yahushua is whom you ignorantly call Jesus, all right? In these latter days, all of these prophecies are cracking off so fast, it's hard to keep track of everything. We're still waiting on a few, but you have a great king in Nero, Donald Duck Trump, moving against the Israelites as we speak, all right? And they are to punish 2/3 of the nation of Israel, all right, for their rebellion, for their refusal to take heed to the words of the book being the Bible. All right, they have despised these words. They have despised the Lord's mouthpieces, his prophets, and therefore they are going to carry on to be punished. But those of you who have this truth, and we was always told that this truth is time sensitive, the poor man's wisdom is what is going to save you in the times that we're coming into like a fastball. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 14. There was a little city and few men within it. There came a great king against it and besieged it and built great bulwarks against it. So surrounded the city, all right? And remember, Jerusalem is a people before it is a place. So I liken this on to this time now, where you have this president, Donald Duck, rolling out all of his weapons of war on civilians, moreover, Israelites, okay? These so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians. Verse 15, now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no man remembered that same poor man. Right, and that poor man is Yahushua, whom you ignorantly call Jesus, all right? The deliverer, all right? He saves. Our Savior has left a pathway for the elect to receive salvation by laying down his life upon the cross and by leaving us with his wisdom and unlocking the knowledge that was withheld from previous prophets, all right? And this word is going forth through the unicorn horn, through the internet, all over the earth to prepare us for this current moment that we're in, all right? And it's wisdom and knowledge which shall be the stability of thy times, all right? And I'll grab that here in just a moment. Verse 16, then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. Right, all right? In these latter days, this warning has been going out pursuant to Ezekiel chapter 3, Son of man, give them warning from me. And a majority of Israelites have rejected this word. The heathens have been offended by this word. This word has made it to the gates of the nobles, and now they're busting their move, all right? The famine of the word is now upon us, all right? With these militaries policing people, it's going to be very hard to determine how the near future is going to go as far as street preaching and all of this, but we'll see how it goes, all right? In these latter days, you just have to be prepared because we're coming into Jacob's trouble. And what is that? Jeremiah chapter 30, and I'll begin at verse 5. It says, for thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace, right? The war drums are beating, all right? The trumpets are sounding. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But he shall be saved out of it. Right. We're coming into Jacob's trouble, okay? And if you're not repented, you're going to be destroyed in the coming judgment, all right? This is Isaiah chapter 33, and I'll begin at verse 5. It says, Yahweh is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai is his treasure. All right. Behold, their valiant ones shall cry without, the ambassadors of peace shall weep bitterly. The highways lie waste, the wayfaring man ceaseth. He hath broken the covenant, he hath despised the cities, he regardeth no man. Right, we're coming into some very troubling times. All right. And nothing is going to stop it. The word that Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai have sent forth will not return unto him void. All right. I'm going to switch Bibles on you right now, and we'll grab some other scriptures. This is Revelations chapter 12, and I'll begin at verse 10. It says, And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation. All right. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the strength of salvation. And truly, what is wisdom? Wisdom is the fear of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Knowledge of his commandments, his laws, his statutes. All right. This word shall be the stability of the times. Verse 10 again, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. All right. The nation of Esau, Edom, the so-called self-proclaimed white man that rules in the world today, headed by the tribe of Amalek, which is what you know today as the JOOs or the small hats. Okay. Verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Woe means destruction. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right. And when the dragon saw that he was cast onto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. The woman being the nation of Israel. Okay. And the man-child being Yahweh Shai. The persecution is here, all right, where the devil is going to try to come down upon you having great wrath, all right, to destroy you because he knows that his time is up, all right. 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and I'll begin at verse 14. It says, Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth near, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, right? Though your king, Donald Trump, at this stage, Nero, is laying great bulwarks against the Jerusalem, okay? People are not going to regard their king nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Seditions, uprisings against the government. Great chaos is coming, okay? This is what they are preparing for, among other things, because I talked to a soldier the other day that told me he was being prepped for war by 2027. And we're talking world war, okay? But right here at home, in America, Babylon the Great, Our deliverance is on the way. We shall be delivered from the land of the north, from North America. Okay? Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because a martial law is coming. Huh? Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right. Great tribulation is coming. The hour of temptation is coming next. All right. Famines, pestilences, plagues, destruction in all fronts is on the way. And 2/3, 66% of the nation of Israel is going to be destroyed on this side. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians for your rebellion. All right. You have been rebellious from the day that the Lord knew you. Huh? And now it's time to pay the piper. You thought it was a game. I watched several TikToks a month ago or so when they were talking about going into Chicago. All these tough guys saying Chicago's not DC and all this other crap. We're about to find out how tough you guys really are because the military is here. Shalom.